stuck with me. Although I cannot remember the source, it is best to attack a problem when it is small and don't take that much to overcome rather than attempt to attack that same problem when it has become so big that it overwhelms you. Attack the problems when they are small before it becomes so big that it overwhelms you. You cannot get big without being small. With money, it is necessary that we value the small in order to get the big. With that mindset, I avoided fees and interest everywhere it was possible and made the best sense. I transferred my basic street knowledge over to regular society once I came home, and it put me in a desirable place. I could recognize the shady legal hustles, and I stayed away from them because of the knowledge that I sought out and obtained. The first thing that everybody who gets released from prison should do is get a checking account. It is estimated that 9 million Americans do not have a checking account. Coming from prison, you do not want to be one of those 9 million, especially when you are trying to get established. The last thing you need is to pay someone to cash your check or spend your money, which is the case with prepaid cards. You have to pay fees to make purchases, withdrawals, and card replacement fees, to name just a few. Opening a checking or savings account at a bank helps you avoid paying those fees. Although you'll hear that it's just a small fee of $3 to cash your check, it's too much when you can cash it for no charge at your bank. Those small fees add up. Just like small problems turn into big problems. Protect your small money so you can have the mindset to protect your big money. So often, people, they are cashing their checks and they gotta pay fees to cash their checks. They say, man, especially when income tax comes, people will pay hundreds of dollars to cash that $7,000, right? And they say, man, hey, I'm still getting, man, $6,400. I only had to pay $600 to cash my $7,000. I'm still getting $6,400, but guess what? You could have got $7,000 if you would have had your own checking account. That's money that don't need to be in other people's pockets just because you don't have a checking account. People going to check cashing places, they going to Walmart, getting their checks cashed and gotta pay that fee. Why pay a fee when you don't have to pay a fee? It doesn't make sense. And you cannot get to a place of success if you do things that don't make sense. This is what the information is all about, doing things that make sense. So we want to make sure that we get a checking account, a free checking account. Only thing you need is an ID. That's crazy. And 9 million people are out here without a checking account? That is unacceptable. Don't be one of those 9 million people out here walking around without no checking account and you paying fees to somebody that you ain't got to pay to. It's going to be things that you got to spend on. Don't spend on unnecessary things. That's all I'm saying. You don't want to spend on unnecessary things because there's going to be plenty of things that you're going to have to spend on, that you're going to have to invest in. That's fine. But don't spend on unnecessary things, which is fees. Get you a checking account.